Our next speaker is Ravi Subramaniam, who is the Senior Director, Product and Business Development and Marketing at the IEEE Standards Association, and he oversees a load of different areas of IEEE business, and he's going to tell us how that all connects with what we're here to discuss. So Ravi, it's over to you.
Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. Good to be here in Manchester for this event. IEEE actually has embarked in the socio-technical standardization efforts almost for more than a decade, actually. So I'm here to talk a little bit more about some of the work we've been doing and how that is enabling some of the active discussions that's happening here, specifically around age verification. But I also want to touch on a much broader subject. I think that's truly should be on everyone's foresight, actually. It's more around trust in tech. So I'm going to touch a little bit about how IEEE is trying to evolve in this space and sort of rallying the relevant stakeholders to come in and have these informed discussions. So very quick introduction to IEEE. We are the largest technical professional organization. We have for a long, century-long trusted voice for engineering, computing, and technology information. So we have 500,000 members worldwide, and that's it's not a small feat. Our reach is so high. We have members from 190 countries that are participating in any of our scientific journals being written, research, as well as standardization. So we're really kind of inspiring a global community to look at problems, use cases that require solutions, and bringing this shared knowledge across the globe. So as I said, 500,000 members who are participating in across almost 50 different or 40 different technical societies. Technical societies have kind of a very strategic focus areas, anywhere from telecommunications, power systems, which have been sort of our traditional work that we have done for the last 50 years. And IEEE actually hosts more than 2,000 conferences a year. So any given day of the year, there's an IEEE conference happening somewhere. We have more than 7 million documents. This draws a lot of people to IEEE as a trusted resource for this type of information. And we have more than 1,000 standards across a myriad of different things, anywhere from enabling nuclear power with now the advent of small modular reactors, the modernization of the telecommunication system, the power systems that we have seen in the past few decades, and now in the socio-technical arena, where we are beginning to see with the advent of AI, there's much more need for market relevant and open standards and solutions. So really kind of advancing global technologies and technology platform. Again, the key word here is trust. How do we navigate in this world now where there's this deep distrust for technology as it's evolving with AI and the ethical considerations of AI? The key motive behind IEEE's work around standards is really to promote and protect public safety, security, health, and well-being, all for the benefit of humanity. And also now with contributing to a sustainable future. So I'll kind of step through some of the things that we have at IEEE that enables us to do that. This is not meant for academia. It's for any one of us to come in a highly welcoming and an open arena to participate and contribute to the system as well. So a couple of things that I want to navigate you through the IEEE programs and portfolio of programs. One is the standardization aspect. So we are here talking about age verification. IEEE has actually developed a standard around age verification, how to perform age verification. 2089, IEEE 2089.1 That's now enabling this entire market ecosystem to come together and say, well, how do we solve these problems? We are seeing regulatory issues, we are seeing market confidence issues, we are seeing legitimate suppliers trying to do something that is responsible, but still facing a lot of uncertainty. Now, standards then becomes a true catalyst to kind of help all these different stakeholders. We have a program called Industry Connections, which is sort of an incubation phase. A lot of the AI work actually originally started off as Industry Connections. So groups come together where they have a problem set and they want to solve, and they start discussing joint solutions. So Industry Connections enables you to do that. We have membership. We have we also have means to bring in existing work externally. And I'll talk a little bit about this. This work started off as around age-appropriate design, which now has become IEEE 2089 standard. This work was actually initiated by Five Rights Foundation. The Baroness Bienen Kidron actually was the president of Five Rights, and uh, she helped to originate some of this work, which has been very, very highly recognized across the globe, including even as recently the Greek Prime Minister has utilized some of this framework into crafting their regulations as well. So, and IEEE is also looking at, alongside with standards, conformity assessment, testing, certification, verification, um, and a myriad of other things. I'm going to just highlight two other things here: is training and development. We are seeing a lot of regions, as they are trying to solve these problems, they lack the knowledge and capacity regionally to address these issues. So IEEE is trying to bring in neutral expertise to help them with a lot of these. This goes into the tech policy engagement as well. So we are working very closely, and I'll show you a little bit about the Tech Policy Collaborative, where we are working with regions like Greece and Brazil and India to help them navigate through their own legal system as well. Impacts of standardization, needless to say, I think we are talking about it here, irrespective of whether it's the tobacco industry or the alcohol or firearms. And with age verification providers, we have an interoperability issue. Now, standards could eventually be a true solution for some of these types of issues. And thereby really kind of enhancing innovation. So standards is not an inhibitor, but really kind of helps to promote innovation. Fine-tuning performance, thereby instilling confidence and trust and helping to grow the marketplace. And we've seen that in the telecom industry. I think we are here all communicating, utilizing Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And IEEE standards were critical in enabling all of those things. And then ensuring that we have technology that is safe and sustainable as well. So the work around socio-technical aspects, in the past 2 years, I've worked with the IEEE senior leadership team, and our focus is highly on addressing some of the critical societal challenges, specifically around ethical considerations of AI, cybersecurity, needless to say, and really the children's well-being, age-appropriate design, and also addressing our planet, the climate, sustainability, as well as really looking at other innovative emerging tech spaces around connectivity, telecommunications, mobility, and the digital transformation around data governance, etc. So the ethically aligned design work, just to give you a historical perspective, this work originated back in 2016. We are actually celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year. IEEE, as the name goes, Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineers, this really sort of, we saw a morphing of the type of people that were engaging. From the traditional power and telecommunications engineers, we started to see philosophers and ethicists and even musicians come through the system to say, well, we have a fresh set of new problems around utilization of AI and ethical use of AI. This really embarked the work around ethically aligned design, which was a published document, which had very, very wide participation. As you can see here, there were 700 global thought leaders that contributed to it, which was then very, very highly regarded and disclosed as a very useful document across the board, anywhere from UNESCO to UNICEF to OECD, etc. That then led to the development of 4 critical documents. It's called the ontological specifications around 4 critical pillars. One is accountability, transparency, privacy, and algorithmic bias. These documents then eventually led to a whole myriad of different standards, as you can see on the right corner. That list has now significantly grown, where we have global standards that's being utilized globally across different regions. In fact, a lot of these standards enable global regulations like the EU AI Act, the Canadian regulations, including the US regulations as well. Now, the best part of it all is all of these documents are actually available for free. IEEE, as a public imperative, has made these standards available for free through our GET program. So just to kind of stress a little bit on IEEE's goals in bringing these solutions to the marketplace. We're not looking at this in a vacuum. Standards are critical. Along with standards, we see that market requires, in order for market to seamlessly adopt these things and solve ground issues in a quick, seamless fashion, you have to have certification. Whether it's self-certification or independent third-party certification, those are market-driven issues, but IEEE does not select that, but IEEE helps to enable that. And then really to address the governance issues as well, as we are working very closely with municipalities, cities. In fact, one of the first pilots that we did around the ethical use of AI was with the city of Vienna in Austria, where they were trying to install an AI chatbot system for addressing public utility services. And we did a pilot assessment of that as well. So further delving into the digital transformation aspect, IEEE 7000 was the how do you design an AI system with ethical considerations in mind. That was one of the very first standards that came about from all of these efforts that spearheaded this work. Now we are looking at responsible procurement of AI. How do organizations actually procure AI? Government organizations that are now shifting to purchasing a lot of AI-related tools and systems need to become more aware that it's not the same procurement as physical goods that you used to buy. It's much more dynamic. So people need to be aware of the pitfalls that come with the purchase of AI systems. And then we also have other different standards like 2863 that addresses organizational governance for AI. So now coming to something close and dear to my heart, and many of you here as well, as we are looking at age verification, age appropriate design. I talked about 2089. This kind of gives a this particular standard really supports to ensure that children-facing products are designed to be safe, respecting of children's privacy, autonomy, and their health as well, and providing a set framework on how to do this. So you'll hear more from speakers from IEEE during the next 3 days on some of the work we have done in this space, alongside with some of the certification work that's happening as well. So 2089.1, in fact, ACCS is one of the approved certification or rather testing agencies for 2089.1 for age verification providers as well. And we're working very closely with IEEE. IEEE is working very closely with other standards developing organizations as well, like Sensenelec, to address some of these issues. So 4 things that's currently available at your disposal. The one of it is forthcoming. Actually, we have recently conducted a pilot around responsible AI for children. You'll hear more about this from one of our speakers, Mario Tokas, and I believe tomorrow or Thursday, who will speak more to it. This is in relation to the pilot that we did in one of our partner organizations in Greece. You'll hear more about that. Online age verification, you will hear more from my colleague, John Labrador, about the certification program and what it entails. The certified, IEEE certified, is a product certification around AI systems. So it certifies AI products under the 4 pillars that we talked about: transparency, accountability, privacy, and bias. We also have a series of case studies that we have done. I'm not sure if these slides will be made available, but those are hot links for you to access those case studies as well. There were 8 different case studies within some of those reports that is also there at your disposal. So this is a direct communication to our partners here who might be representing policymakers, regulators, etc. IEEE has now embarked on a technology policy collaborative. This is where I talked about bringing in neutral expertise to help convene policymakers and regulators and arm them with the relevant technical knowledge to help inform them about regulations and policies that they might be drafting in their specific region. So IEEE is in the process of mobilizing a group of stakeholders to work very closely with them. We have quite a number of regions that have already committed to to participating. I think Brazil's one of them. I believe we have also reached out to Egypt and a few other regions as well. So this is beginning to gain some momentum as well. Another thing we have started on at a very ground level is really to bring in anywhere from students in the universities up through industry folks into a global trust challenge. This global trust challenge is really to bring in a varied number of actors to the table to really look at how do we build trustworthy digital systems for future generations. And we are doing this through a challenge. So you can submit to participate in this challenge. We have already assembled a group of a judging panel for this. And it's just an exciting way to see what type of ideas we can gather and how we can progress some of these ideas as well. So we are expecting more than 100 applications. We expect to dwindle that down to about 60 finalists. And we anticipate somewhere between 12 to 15 prototypes that will eventually come out of this. And there will be some awards that will be presented as well. This is, again, not a very long process. We are looking at, about 18 months worth of work, leading from proposal to prototype up through a pilot. And then we look at how we scale it even further. So this has been highly endorsed and partnered with OECD, GPI, UNESCO, etc., including some of the government agencies in Japan and Singapore as well. With that, again, raising the world standards through collaboration locally and globally. Again, trust is very critical. And with that, I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a excellent summit.
Thank you very much indeed, Ravi. Who would have thought years ago when we all began this journey that that level of detail and scrutiny would emerge? It's really, really heartening to see how thoroughly professional this is being approached, how it's being approached. Any questions or comments? Nothing online? Anything from within the room? No, thank you very much, Ravi. Cheers. So we start here again at 1:30 in this room with the privacy, UK's privacy regulator, the Information Commissioner's Office,